Hello, how's everybody doing tonight? We're going to be on for a while tonight to compensate for not being here on Tuesday because it was too cold. So, well, there's nobody here yet but me anyhow. So we'll wait till we get some more people in. All right. That's up and running. How's everybody doing tonight? A lot warmer down in the basement tonight. I'm actually able to be down here. Got our Big 21. I got it in primer, so it's set off to the side. So I started messing with the 72 GTO, which is the AMT kit. Considered the other worst, one of the other worst kits from AMT, but I never had too much trouble with it. Take a little time, and you can make it turn out just fine. This is a Vallejo plastic putty, which is an acrylic putty. I'm using on the small seams. I got where the sink marks are back here on the trunk. I know. Well, there we go. It's hard to show white putty on an off-white car, but yeah, that's where the 4 sink marks for those are at. So I got putty in there so we can work on getting those leveled out. If you don't have it, this plastic putty is really good for doing fine gaps and stuff, but you can also use, I have real good luck with using the PVA glue, the white glue, for those small gaps. Another option is if you can get from Walmart, you can get some Tulip Slick 50 paint. It's like super thick paint that you can squirt in there and let it dry, and then you can sand it back. Is the front lower balance on this didn't quite line up the way I would like it to, so we just put a little bit of that putty in there right along that seam where the bottom front balance lines up on it to close that up, so that when we prime and paint it, that seam will. There's supposed to be a seam there, but it was a little too big for my liking, so that'll help bring it down, make it a little thinner. Oh, we lost 2 people. We were at 4, then it's now down to 2. Now we're back up to 3. If you'd like to come on the stream, you're more than welcome to. I've got the link pinned at the top of the chat. As you have at least a working microphone or indoor camera, allow you to just run on microphone. If you don't want to be seen on camera, that's fine. We're going to hang out for probably a couple hours tonight. They probably won't stay too late. Because it's Friday night, it's the end of the month. I know people like to go out and stuff, so. But anyway. So I got the primer on the MIG. So we let that set probably till tomorrow, and we might start putting some paint on this. It gets painted basically silver, and we have to put some red stripes on it around the tail section back here. There's 2 stripes that go back here, and then we'll start masking off for the various panels. We'll do different shades of silver on that, and then we have to do the I got the bombs here in the white primer for it. The little fiddly parts that would get broken if I glued them on now, I got those in the black primer as well. The rest of my landing gear doors are right here in the primer, and the fuel tank is also up here in primer. So we'll probably get all that stuff painted. Well, the missile stays white, so we'll just put a clear coat on that, and it'll be ready for decals. The rest of the stuff is it gets painted silver. I don't know if that's quite ready yet to start sanding. We'll give it a little bit longer. And don't have anybody typing in the chat yet, so I don't know who I'm saying hi to. So I'm just gonna go on like there's people there I know, and work on the stuff. I haven't decided if I'm going to use the kit's engine, because I think, if I remember right, building this before, if it's the same one as in the 67, it's too small. The engine is too small for the engine bay, especially for being supposing to be a big block. So I may I've got one of the Novas sitting here. I could probably steal the motor out of it, or may have one of the 55 Bel Airs. I may have the engine that's still in that, because I didn't use the engine out of that last time. So we'll look around a little bit for another engine. So this one I'm doing to be part of my series. So I've got the 64, 65, 66, and 67 built. I had built the 70, but it was a rebuilder, so I'm going to do another one of those. And the 71 and 72 were basically identical. The only really difference was in the bezels of the taillights, where one was a diamond pattern and the other one was more of a honeycomb, and the same thing on the front grille. One had like a honeycomb and one had more of a diamond square pattern to it. That was the only difference cosmetically between the 71 and 72. But we're going to do the 70. We're probably going to do 2 more 70s. I'm going to do one for Reggie Dunlap's 70 GTO from Slapshot, which is basically a stock one. It does have a vinyl top, and it had torque thrusts on it instead of the rally wheels. It was a green gold paint. I forget what the name of the color is. And then we're going to do the Dazed and Confused 70 GTO, the orange one with the again with the vinyl top and the big wing on the back. For the other 70 we're going to do. And then 70, say the 71, I'll probably do. I'm going to do this one, kind of the 72. I'm going to do basically, I think I'm going to do a blue on it, and then for the one that I'm going to call a 71, I haven't even decided what colors I'm going to do on it yet, or anything about it. We may do it more of a Pro Street type thing, just so that they look a little different. If we lost on somebody again, it's just 2 viewers. All right, let me grab the box with the 55 and see what parts I can. And that Nova, I think I'm missing an intake off of that one, but I could probably come up with another intake without too much trouble. Yeah, there's a block, there's a water pump, fan, there's a head there. What we got in there? We got some carburetors. Wheels. Some Camaro rally wheels. I don't really like those. Those are Dodge wheels there. No, we don't want those. There's the 2 Gregor wheels there, but not 4. Those are Pro Street wheels there. Hubcaps. I know where I got a set of Kragers, so if I decide to go Kragers on this one, I know I've got a set of those. And tires. It's got some carburetors on it. And another engine block. Basically, I'm missing one head for that other engine there. There's an intake manifold for it. See, the other head is here in the box. Here's another intake manifold. That's this reduced one. Do I have this reduced carburetors? I don't know. Some velocity stacks. There's the 8.1 barrel intake. That one fit under the hood, I don't believe. There's the other head. Yes, I think. Let's see. Looks like we have we got one. The reduced intake. There's the engine. Okay, I need to see. I've got to find the carb. Do I have the carburetors? Still nobody hanging out. They used them on another project. Heck, I may have used them on another GTO. Let's see what's in here. We got 2 breathers. We got some tail lights. More tail lights. Those are Camaro tail lights. Hood pins. There's 2 carburetors, but not the right ones. Wheel part. Let's get rid of the wheel parts here. I don't need the wheel parts. And that intake is too narrow. Okay. I may have to go through the parts box and find a I'm sure I probably have another 3 deuce set up somewhere floating around my parts. I just have to go look for them. So that gives me, let's go ahead and start putting that engine together. And I have to find valve covers because let me look at that Chevelle motor if I had. Oh, Chevelle the Nova. I think it might be there except for the intake. Again, or part of the intake. If it is, I got another one. I had another one floating around, so it's not a big deal. In fact, I got a new one in this week when I placed an order. Every time I order from Hobby Lobby, I either get a 67 Chevelle or 66 Nova. I always grab one or the other. To fill out the order so that I can get free shipping. Because I had to order in that 37 Ford pickup truck for Brian's live. Okay, this has got dual quads. We could probably get away with dual quads, keep them short. Do we have the rest of about the rest of this? Do we have this whole engine in here? Yes. So we just go this way. Headers and stuff. We've got all that. We'll go with that engine because we got all. I know I've got it all there. I'll save this one for another day. Oh, we're up to 6. Hey, Jimmy. Okay, so then let's do the Nova engine. So let's go ahead and start pulling its parts out. I think pretty much everything is on that tree there. Yeah, that between that tree and the chrome tree, I think we've got everything for that motor is right there. And I think I've got some 3D printed carbs that would look better than what those are. I think. Question is, do I have two of them that match? Yes, I got four of them that match. I'll do this real quick. Make sure I didn't throw those carburetors in there. Some lighter bars. Made some lighter bars on there. And not lighter bars. Traction bars. Yeah. Okay. Those three are all different, but these four are all the same. So we can use those. All right. You off tonight, Jimmy, or do you have to work? Anybody gonna do the 24-hour group build this weekend? I can. I got to be out of town most of it, so or a good part of it. I got to be on the run, so I won't be home long enough to do it. And then the small scale group build starts on the 1st. I don't have anything here for that to build either, so I won't be involved in that one, I guess, this year either. I just don't have nothing. I'll have to hunt down valve covers too, because I think I used the valve covers. Oh, I know I did. I used the valve covers out of this in the Goose Impala. What that means, I probably have the ones from the Goose Impala that I could use on this one. Hey Mark, it's not too bad today. We got up to about 28 or 29 Fahrenheit. It was cold, but it wasn't unbearable if you had to be outside for. I was out working on the car most of the afternoon. Yeah, it's like 35 right now. It's going to get cold again over the weekend, but apparently I have a bad alternator on my car. So we have to get that taken care of sometime next week. Right now, every time I park it, I got to put it on the charger, and I have to carry a jump box with me. I never know when I get to where I'm going and shut it off if it's going to come back on and start back up. And those jump boxes, man, they're the best, coolest invention I've seen in a long time. A little bitty box, hook it up to your battery, push the button on it, and it fires right up. It charges on a USB, so then once you get your car running, you can plug it in your car and charge it back up, so it's ready for the next time. And you can get about, on my car, you can get about 6 jumps out of one charge. Yeah, the temperature in here is better. Yeah, being next to the window the other night, and I had gotten 2 injections of the hepatitis vaccines right before that on Tuesday morning. So between the cold and those feeling kind of crummy from those, yeah, I just did a couch crash. And then Brian, when I saw that Brian was on later, I popped in for his for a little few minutes. Into the chat on his. But it was like I think 7 or 8 below zero that day with the wind chills or brutal wind chills. So and I'm right next to the window. So just by it's a double pane thermal insulated glass, but still, it was just too cold. Yeah, I think for 12 or 14 hours, I don't think our main furnace or the blower on the fireplace, either one of them, ever kicked off. Others, so we got the Weirland ones on there. Those will work. And normally when those things are both chugging, you can hardly stand to be in the place because it gets so hot down here. Put it in the right way. It's got two. Easy way to take care of that. Right now, I've started on the next build in my GTO series, the 72 GTO. So I'm going to call this one the 72 anyway. 71 and 72 basically look identical because I just put primer on the MiG today, so I got to let it sit till at least tomorrow before I can start putting silver chrome paint, metallic paints on there, the metal paints, the aluminums and titaniums and all that stuff. I have to wait until that primer gas is out for at least 24 hours. Note the motor that comes in there. It's the same one that comes in the 67 GTO from AMT. It's out of scale. It's too small. So I'm gonna use this one, the one out of the Nova. Because it will fit better. Oh, that's the problem. There's the problem. I could cut myself there. There we go. Now it'll fit. And we're back down to 2. Yes, when I do the other one of these as a 71, I think I'm going to make it a Pro Street drag car type deal. Trying to deck it all out. Make it a small tire dragster. Or go completely the other way and make it a big tire dragster. Who knows? I've got a back half for Pro Street, so I could definitely Pro Street it without too much difficulty. This kit does come with the basic promo kit style chassis. It's one with the metal rods that go through the back and one piece differential and exhaust. And then you've got pins for the front, and they just give you two different holes to mount. On the back, they actually give you three, depending on the tire you put in there. And so it's real basic. So we probably might switch that out, back half it, or we might just do a whole chassis swap with the. I don't know if the Nova chassis will fit or not. I have to go with the Chevelle chassis. Probably be the Chevelle chassis. I know it would be because it's the same chassis they put in the 67 kit. So we might do that. We got plenty of them around. I'll save that 3D printed one for something else. So once I get 70 and 71 done, I will do a new replacement 70 because the other one was a rebuilder. And it turned out okay, but not great. And then I'll probably redo the 66. I built that kit a long time ago, and the paint didn't turn out so great on it. It was good enough for me at the time, but it doesn't meet up to what I want to see these days. So we may revisit that one. Well, I know I will, but I don't know if I'll do it right away. These new clippers this week, and the cutting edge is backwards of what I'm used to. I'm always trying to cut the rock from the wrong side. Hey Steven, how you doing tonight? Sorry, I didn't see your comment there earlier. Alternator there. Hose there. We got breathers, velocity stacks. Yeah, I don't think I want it to be a high rise. I think I want it to be just the regular dual quad intake will work. We need to put the lifters on it. Drill that hole a little bit deeper. Get a new bit. This one is duller than shit. That's the only one I have in that size. It's just like the perfect size for most small modeling holes. Yep, this is 40% off week from Hobby Lobby. I got 3 of them. I got the 37 Ford for Brian's build, and then I got another one of these 66 Novas because I usually order either that one or the Chevelle kit anytime I order online from them to help with the shipping. And then what else did I get? Oh, I got another one of the 55 Bel Airs because I want to do Norman, Big Sky, and Ed over their ELH are starting they're doing a series of basic builds, building with basic tools and supplies, and showing techniques and stuff that you can do without having all the bells and whistles and all the extra tools floating around to build a good model. So I'm going to go ahead and do one of those 55s for that in that series. Okay, let's see. We can put the headers together. Gonna make rat rods. Yeah, cool. I got some good kits for doing that. I just had never done it. That one, I think it's a 32 Ford pickup truck. Like it's just a 3-in-1 kit. Not that one. I got some whole bunch of those Coca-Cola AMT 30s and 40s cars. I got a whole boatload of those. That I won on the raffle at the last IPMS show I went to. I was going to do that 37 Ford pickup. That was a rat rod, but it's like an old farm truck. And I was going through stuff the other day and found a really nice set of lowrider wire wheels that I had, and I think I wanted to use those on it. So I'm probably going to do a nice low rider with that. I may do a patina finish on that, but I'm not a big fan of that in real life, so maybe not. I don't know. For me, weather finishes are a whole lot easier than shiny ones, but I'm just not a big fan of that look. The Resto Mod with the paint that looks like it was pulled out of the field, and they spray a clear coat on it and go on their merry way. So if I would paint one that way, I think I'd want to keep it as like it did literally just come off the field. Like the truck we had on our farm, it was a Chevy, but it had no floorboards in it at all. Actual floorboards were boards. They were 2x4s. They ran from the frame rail to the transmission. There was 2 on each side, so you had somewhere to put your feet while you were going. I think going downhill, maybe it would got up to 30 miles an hour. But you could pull a stump out with it. And they say it was a GMC. It was late 30s or early 40s. I don't remember which. I was too young to pay attention to that kind of thing at that time. I passed by one real similar to it sitting in a farmer's field. It's been sitting there for, I know, 30 years, maybe 40 years. And from what I heard, the old guy won't sell it. Yeah, so I'm probably going to keep the, I don't know where I put it. I might put it in the other room since we're not starting it for another month. Don't know, there it is. I moved it over there yet. And the wheels that I use will kind of dictate what direction I take with the paint. I've got these the standard slots. I got a set of those. They're like 17-inch slots. The Goodrich tires, they're the regular width. They're like either 15 by 70s or 70 by 70s, 70s. I don't remember which. I've got these 3D wire wheels here, which would be more to 22, 21, 22 Resto Mod looking ones. I got knockouts that go in the center, and knockoffs for the center there, and they're open spoke, so they're kind of cool. In fact, these are the tires that came with them, but they're way too big. I had to cut the wheels and the wheels down, and I had to fit other tires I already had for those. They're too wide. If I was going to do a dragster type thing, then I could use 2 of those for the back. So right now, the wheels I think that I'm going to use, which is the lowrider wheels. Are these. Again, wire wheels with the white walls on them, but they're not see-through. They're kind of are, but not really. And those are like 13-inch wheels, so if I use these, I'll definitely be doing on a lowrider. And if I do that, go that route, I may do like a lace painting or something like that. I haven't. Again, once I pick the wheels, and that'll oh yeah, it never bothered me to paint my tires. So I use the Vallejo black gray, which is actually a German. It's a German aircraft color. I don't have one up here right now. I use that and chrome silver aluminum paint. Those are the 2 colors I use the most of everything. But yeah, I use that for the to paint the resin tires. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I just talked to my brother today. He just bought a resin printer. He says, "Well, if you have parts printed, just send me the files. I'll get them printed." Well, gee, thanks. That's what I wanted to hear. I'm gonna spend days on that, looking through cult TV and stuff, looking for files that I want. I might have him do some wheels for me or something, but he's not a model builder, so I don't think he would know exactly what to look for and not look for as far as making sure the parts are going to turn out right, the fine detailed parts. So or something like a wheel tire wouldn't too hard to do, or as opposed to a full engine or bodies or something like that. Actually, I don't think his printer bed is big enough to do bodies. Now his filament printer is big enough for that, but that doesn't work so good for doing bodies. For what we do, filament printers aren't the best. A little more blue. Push it open. There we go. Box. Just waiting for bad things happen. Intake in there. All right. Engine. The carburetor so they won't get lost. And we should be able to start sanding on this now. This thing had some monster sink marks for the these 4 pegs were on the trunk, so we're working on getting those sanded, filled and sanded. Something coarser. Give me something coarser. There we go. There we go. There's the one we want. Knock it back with some 500 and work my way up from there. I'll fill it again if I have to. If you want, you could do one of your rat rods for the 4 and 65 group build, because there were rat rods around the 65. Back in the race scene, those Deuce, the 32s and the Deuce Coupes and all that stuff were big deals. You can even double dip it for Dan's psychedelic 60s group build. Yeah, I need to get a hold of Jay from Jay's Resin Wheels and see if he can make me some more those American Gassers wheels. I really like those, and he doesn't show them in stock on his eBay page anymore. I'm thinking he might have had trouble with them breaking, so he probably quit selling them. I'm hoping if I ask him to make me a couple of sets that he'll do it. If not, then I have to get a hold of Kyle or somebody and see if they can make me something, make them for me, or make something real similar. They're basically just American Racing Classic wheels with the 3-pointed knockoff on it. Oh man, my hands are cramping up. Yeah, I'm trying to get to Hobby Lobby tomorrow. If I get into town like I'm planning, see if they have any of the Atlantis small scale cars, or if not, check over at Mark Twain Hobby, see if maybe they've got one for the small scale group build that starts next week. Yeah, that's not perfect, but it's close enough. Close enough for government work. This will never be a show car anyway. I mean, I won't take it to a show, but I'll take anything that looks interesting, whether it turns out well or not. Because I ain't worried about it winning. If I win, that's just a bonus points. But I might black this one out. I'll do the blue and do not have any chrome on it. That'd be cool. Because the blue is where is it? They call it ocean blue, so it's kind of not a real dark blue, but it's not a light blue either. It's kind of right in the middle. And it's got a lot of metal flake in it. Then I can always tone it up or down. Hey, Kevin, with the candy paint. I can put some blue candy over the top of it. Some transparent blue. And change the shade of it. I'll put a little blue metal color shift on it, maybe too. I can do that. Those are options. Maybe not, because that would kind of make this hop it up a little bit, but like be something that the kid in the mid 70s would have had, hopping it up on a budget. So they wouldn't have gone for a super fancy paint job like that. Put that down. That still feels a little too rough. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Yeah, I put that on there in case Fred happened to come trolling through. I had it here Saturday, so when he thinking he might be on, and I could sit there and eat a piece of it in front of him, but he wasn't back from the show. Okay. Let me start cleaning up the. Start cleaning up that rear end. We don't need the exhaust on it because we're going to use Nova exhaust. The side dumps. Yeah, GM and Pontiac had a lot of cool colors back 60s and 70s, especially the late 60s into the 70s. Okay, we don't need those. But we will save them because you never know when you're going to need a split tip exhaust pipe. Yep, in the box there. Somebody likes me. Yeah, it wasn't too bad here today, Kevin. It actually got above freezing for a while. I think it still is just barely. And the wind had died down, so it wasn't too unbearable to be outside today. My GTO was like a robin's egg blue greeny color, and it was horrible. I was very happy today. I got it put in primer, so I didn't have to look at that nasty color no more. Of course, I got total before I got a chance to get it painted, but I wanted to make it was going to make it a real nice deep dark blue with a lot of flake in it, like a bass boat level of flake. But it got T-boned and totaled. Many parts of it lived on for several more years, but as a car, it ceased to exist after that accident. I guess I sold the engine and transmission for more than I paid for the whole car. wasn't more than what I put into the car, but for what I paid for it when I got it. Yeah, I sold the engine and trans for more than what I paid for the car. Yeah. Must have been 80, 80, 86, 87 when I had the GTO. I traded my 77 Firebird for it that I wasn't driving anymore. Because my daily driver at that time was a 280Z. And that was a scary fast car. The car had way too much horsepower for the size of the car it was. Fuel injected straight 6-cylinder with a 5-speed manual on it. Man, it would just had way more torque and power than the car needed. Way more than what I could stick to the road with anyway. And that little car would go squirrely if you looked at it cross-eyed. My first official car that was mine was a 73 Vega. When I turned 15, my grandpa gave me his Oldsmobile Delta 88. Well, I actually gave it to my dad, but then my dad gave it to me. But we never could get it to run right. It had an overheating problem, and it would blow head gaskets all the time. So never really. I drove it a little bit, but not much. The first car that I had actually paid money for of my own was the 73 Vega. And then I had that until I got the 77 Firebird. And then I gave the 73 Vega to my aunt because she needed a car. And I was staying at her place because I was in college at the time. And she lived in the same town as the college I was going to. So it was kind of, I thought it was fair. She was letting me stay in her house. I'd give her the car. She drove it for probably another 6 or 7 years before it finally gave up the ghost. And then I had the 79 280Z. Got rid of the Firebird for the GTO, and the GTO got killed. I got a 79 Cutlass, which was a really nice car too. I really liked it. It had the V8 in it. When that one got killed, I got a Econoline custom van, with the big windows and the stretch body and all the captain seats inside, all that cool shaggin' wagon. And we got more responsible in life and ended up with a Ford Ranger and traded the Ranger in for PT Cruisers, and I've had PT Cruisers all the way up until this Escape. In fact, I still have a PT Cruiser right in the backyard. My backup car. When I was driving trucks and tractors and stuff around the farm, as soon as you were tall enough to reach the pedals, the truck had 3-speed on the tree, so I knew how to drive a manual right away. And tractors were easy; you just put it in whatever gear you needed, and you just went. Let the clutch out, and it just went. Okay, I got that stuff ready to primer. I'm gonna get the chassis pan. Take it, put it back in the box. Yes, let's start cleaning it up. That 73 Vega cost me $350, which at the time was like most of my summer pay for my summer job. The minimum wage was $3.35, and we were getting paid under the table by the farmers. So depending on what you did that day or week, depending on what you made. If you're doing shitty jobs like putting up hay, you get $5 an hour. If you're just doing regular stuff around the farm on your days when you felt like going over there, then you got $3 an hour. And if you worked on Grandpa's farm, you didn't get paid shit. You got lunch. That's what you got paid. Time I was that age, working on Grandpa's farm was a real bitch because he always wanted me to cut wood. Cut and haul firewood. That's what he wanted you to do. I have to cut the transmission off and use the kit one. Yep. Not a big deal. My buddy had a really cool boat tail Riviera. I don't know what he ever did with that. Oh, I forgot I had a 68 Chevy pickup, half ton, straight six. Got it for $100 at an auction. Burned more oil than it did gas, so we used it for one summer to do firewood, and that was it. I gave it away. On this 72 GTO, I'm going to go with a blue. They call it ocean blue. I don't know if the camera will. Kind of a medium blue with it's got a lot of flake in it. But I can tone that back by putting a coat of candy over the top of it. If I think it's too sparkly, I can cut it back. Put the candy on it to blend it down. Put this transmission together, and then I'll cut that one off. Yeah, when we were on summer, we'd always get up super early in the morning and make ourselves disappear before we need to do this type stuff. We need to do that. We need to do this. It's like, oh, sorry, we're gone already. Yeah, our big job in the summertime was to, when I was younger, was to cut or split and stack, split, load and stack, unload and stack firewood. Because we had wood heat was our primary heat for the house. Did have a small gas furnace for emergency backups, but to keep the water, it was just enough to keep the water from freezing if you were out of town or something. But it was not. It couldn't keep the house warm enough to be bearable. We had two of them big old cast iron stoves. Ones that were made from started life as a 55-gallon oil drum. for the middle parts, and then the tops and bottom and the doors were all cast iron. Needless to say, they would hold a shit ton of wood. Well, summer I got the job working cleaning the movie theater. I thought I was hot shit. It was like 2 hours a day, 2.5 hours a day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That job I got free soda and free popcorn. I got to see the movies for free. You got $3.25 an hour, I think, if I remember right. Something like that. Being 14 and having a quote unquote real job. That's hot shit. Yeah, that'll work. That will do. Hope it all goes well for you, Donnie. Those cataract surgeries are probably in my near future as well. I already have to get tested twice a year because my optical nerve in one of my eyes is enlarged. To me, it seems like being too big is better than being too small, but apparently not. We're gonna go for about 25 more minutes and then we'll shut her down. Unless somebody else ends up coming in and hanging out. In our bowling alley had the fancy auto setters, so we didn't. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to wire the distributor on this one or not. I might. I don't know. Get it and see what size it is. No, there it is. That one is awful small. Let's see if we can drill it out. If we can drill it out, we'll wire it, but otherwise I'm not gonna. No, it's too small. It's too small. Yeah, we're not gonna wire it up. probably won't even be able to see it after the carbs get put on her. That's too tall, too. It's probably too big. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Everybody going out tonight. I've got to run around all day tomorrow, so that's not going anywhere tonight. Man, what the hell? I got it out. Might as well do it. Might as well do it. It's Accelerator. Which means now I gotta drill out the heads. I've only got one bit left, so pray we don't break it. Yeah, I don't know where everybody's at. He's right on the town or sitting on the couch watching the TV or who knows. That's all right. We'll be back on Tuesday, regular time again. So I originally came on tonight to kind of fill in for missing on Tuesday. That's all right. I think there's more to say in Brian's live too. Good night, Donnie. Yeah, we're gonna be just a couple of minutes behind you here. About 7 more minutes. I'm gonna, or five more spark plug holes, whichever comes first. Unless I break the bit. to stop and get some more of those when I'm out running tomorrow. Hey Norm, how you doing tonight? I hear it's about time for us to go home. Just a slow night working on the bench and kind of making up for missing on Tuesday. Cool. I need to build some more shells. You can come build some for me when you get done. Need to break down and buy a new case too, but I'm kind of waiting. Well, after the show in March, kind of saving money. Anyway, if I don't find a bunch of stuff at the show, then I'll order the case. Because it's $200, but it does hold 24 cars, so the per car price is not bad. And it's a lot more secure than the little plastic AMT or IMAX or Hobby Lobby ones. You can go stacking them up, they get awful rickety. But this one is all bolted to the wall. It's all one piece. With magnetic doors on it, so it keeps all the dust and dirt out of it. Hey, Bruce. Got here just in time. We're 2 spark plug holes away from shutting her down. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of them, but they're all broken. I've had them for a couple of years. I'm down to the last one. It's the right size for spark plug holes. And I got these at Harbor Freight, if I remember right. But yeah, I've got the whole pin vise set with all the micro drills. They're in my toolbox for my model railroading stuff. I could go dig them out if I wanted, but it's just much easier to stop by Harbor Freight when I'm in town tomorrow and buy some new ones. I've got, like the powered mini Dremel that I could chuck these into and zip it, but that's when I really tend to break the bits if I use one of my pin vices for them. Then that's when I tend to break them so really quickly. They don't take sideways force very well at all. They just snap right off. Or if you get them in, they're kind of like a tap. You gotta turn it 3 times and then back up 2, and then turn it 3 times and back up 2. Otherwise, it'll bind up and snap right off. Then you not only do you have a busted drill bit, you have a busted drill bit in the hole that you need to open, which is impossible to get the bit back out. It's what's left of the bit. There we go. Okay, there's my 8 holes. There's my spark plug wires. Intake manifold. Set them. Yeah, we got up above freezing today for a couple hours, but it's going back down now, and I think tomorrow it's supposed to be cold again. Put that back. Put that in there just for giggles. Okay, put this over here. All right, boys and girls, it's been fun tonight, but since we had no visitors come in to live, and I'm at a good stopping point, so we're gonna shut down for tonight. I should be home in time to be on Brian's live tomorrow night, and then yeah, I think we're gonna get cold again the weekend. Yeah, it's gonna be 50 tomorrow, and then back below freezing on Sunday, and then back up to the 40s Monday, 50 on Tuesday, 50 on Wednesday, 45 on Thursday. So we got one cold day. But right now, I wish we had more cold days, because days like today, during the day, it gets just warm enough to melt some of the snow. And as soon as it gets dark, everything turns back into ice. That's what I have, is the high carbide bits. And I think I can get them at Hobby Lobby, Harbor Freight. And they're fine, but unless if you bend them or drop about half of them, I broke just by dropping them. They drop and they always sit right on the bit and snaps the bit. All right, so I'm gonna say thank everybody for popping in tonight and hanging out in the chat. And so we'll be around tomorrow night in Brian's live stream. And I think there's a couple of things going on Sunday now. I think Mini Mike's got one going on Sunday. Papa some Sundays is gonna have stuff going. So, and if you're home with nothing to do, the 24-hour group build over on the Facebook starts tomorrow at noon. So, Dan, I want to say good morning, good evening, good night to wherever you guys are, and we will see you next time. Bye.